from where the news comes first. This is News Channel 2 at 10 on CW11.
Brand new tonight, the latest on Hurricane Dorian as the storm slowly moves up the coast. Also brand new tonight, discussing climate change and what the public can do to help. But first, the state DOT is working to take down this bridge in the town of Verona after reports that it could collapse. Good evening, everyone. I'm Caitlin Arla. Thank you for joining us tonight. State DOT workers are working this hour to safely remove the old bridge over the canal on Higginsville Road in the town of Verona. This after reports came in this afternoon that the bridge could collapse at any moment. It's your top story tonight at 10. We received word around 3:30 this afternoon that the bridge could collapse. It's been out of service since 2008 and was in the process of being demolished. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office Marine Patrol was brought in to assist the DOT and the New York State Canal Corp to make sure no boats were allowed to go under the bridge. Canal traffic was shut down and the DOT brought in crews to begin the process of taking the bridge down.
We got a report that the construction workers were there. They were stopping folks as much as they could, and somebody with a sailboat was going through there, and they played traffic cop, and they stopped the other boaters from going underneath the bridge. So the canal's since been closed. There's no traffic allowed on it. Contractors are there now. The Coast Guard is there. County DPW is there. Our office is there, and they're coordinating things, and we're going to get this remedied as soon as possible.
State DOT workers will be on site throughout the night to remove the bridge safely, with the hopes of getting it down and getting the canal open as soon as possible. Deadly Hurricane Dorian is causing major problems, hovering over the U.S. East Coast, battering the Carolinas. Natasha Chen is in South Carolina with the latest.
Flooded streets, tornadoes, and fierce winds. That's what people faced as Hurricane Dorian skirted along the Carolinas. Hundreds of thousands of people from Georgia to the Carolinas evacuated ahead of Dorian.
Largely, everyone has heeded the warning to stay off of the roadways. We still have dangerous conditions present.
But officials in Virginia Beach are still issuing new evacuation orders for residents.
We are ordering mandatory evacuations for Sandbridge. Also, we are calling for voluntary evacuation for those areas of the city that traditionally are impacted by major northeast storms.
Several tornadoes were reported. At least one touched down in the Carolinas, ripping through a mobile home park.
I've never seen anything like this in my entire life.
North Carolina's Governor Roy Cooper has activated more of the state's National Guard soldiers and urged residents to stay alert.
Get to safety and stay there. Don't let your guard down.
Some roads are flooded in Charleston, but locals are thankful they seem to have missed the worst.
Unfortunately, we'll be back open this weekend. The sun will be out. Those 4 people in the Bahamas, have years to regroup, but we'll be all good in a couple of days.
In Charleston, South Carolina, I'm Natasha Chen.
Now for the latest track of Hurricane Dorian, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis. Hey, Bill.
All right, Caitlin, we're tracking Dorian. It continues to be a pretty strong storm, winds at 100 miles an hour, and the track of this storm is going to hug the North Carolina coast. There's some debate as to whether or not the eye will technically make landfall or not, but either way, lots and lots of heavy surf and plenty of wind to go along the North and South Carolina coast as we move forward. Here's the track, the latest out of the National Hurricane Center. Again, hugging the coast of North Carolina, perhaps making landfall on the Outer Banks as we head into Friday morning, and then it's going to turn out to sea, and it's not going to play a role in our weather here in upstate New York. As we look at the current temperature, we're talking about cooler conditions here in central New York. Current temperature of 58 degrees. Heading into tonight, it will be chilly. We are down into the 40s with partly to mostly clear skies. We're tracking a nice day tomorrow, but some cooler weather returns for the weekend. I'll have a look at that forecast coming up. Caitlin, back to you.
Thanks, Bill. Brand new since 6, severe weather, temperatures increasing, and rising sea levels. Those were just some of the topics discussed tonight at a climate change seminar. Around a dozen people attended a seminar at Jervis Public Library in Rome to listen to Dr. Kenneth Maislin, a former SUNY Poly professor, speak about climate change and how it could impact the community. Assemblywoman Marianne Buttonshaw put this event together to give Maislin a chance to talk with the public about what they can do to help.
Assemblywoman Buttonshaw accepted my offer to talk in the community about climate change and how the community members can be active and engaged in helping in the case what I was talking about is how the community can be better prepared for extreme weather events.
Maislin took questions from the audience, and he says he was very pleased with tonight's turnout. State law requires county jails to have centralized arraignments. It's something the Oneida County Jail has been doing for 2 years. Now another local jail is ready to start that process. The Otsego County Board of Representatives approved the resolution supporting centralized arraignments. The state adopted a law in 2017, which allows judges from towns and villages to arraign defendants in the jail.
Well, the hopes is, number one, it gives the defendant legal counsel at their arraignment, which they're entitled to. Number two, we're hoping that it streamlines the process because there'll be judges and public defenders on call. So when they get a call for an arraignment, that we know we have people that will be coming, which will hopefully make the arraignment process faster, more efficient, and get law enforcement back out on the road to handle complaints.
Now, as you can see there, Otsego County Jail now has a spot in their lobby to hold those arraignments, and those arraignments will start by October 1st. From one county jail to another, the new Herkimer County Jail is taking shape. This is the new facility being built on Route 28 in Herkimer. Those overseeing the project say it's hit most of its big milestones. Now they're buttoning it up for winter so work can continue without interruption.
Now probably the biggest milestone is closing up the building. You can see a lot of walls have gone up, the roof is going on. It now looks like a building. From this point on, a lot of the work will be inside, so it won't look like too much is going on, but the inside will be very busy.
The jail is expected to be complete by next June. 10 states and nearly 24 members of Congress joined the National Rifle Association in supporting Remington Arms as it fights a court ruling involving Sandy Hook Elementary School. 10 states and 22 House Republican filed briefs with the U.S. Supreme Court asking the justices to overturn a ruling. New York State is not one of those 10. Remington made the rifle used to kill 20 first graders and 6 educators in Connecticut back in 2012. A Connecticut court ruling states survivors and relatives of the victims can sue Remington over how it marketed the rifle. Remington says a 2005 law protects gun makers from liability. The Oneida County Board of Elections did not find in his favor, but 2 courts did. And now Democrat Michael Hennessy will remain on that line in the county executive's race this fall. News Channel 2's Jolene Ferris has reactions from both sides.
The Oneida County Board of Elections invalidated the signatures in question. State Supreme Court in Oneida County ruled them valid, and now the appellate division in Rochester has affirmed that court's decision. Michael Hennessy's petition signatures in question are valid, giving him enough to remain on the Democratic line in the Oneida County executive's race this fall.
And I look forward to getting away from these lawsuits and talking about the issues that truly affect the voters of Oneida County.
Republican County Executive Anthony Picenti is disappointed but respects the court's decision.
It was a matter of principle on our part that we believed and still do that the petitions were invalid.
Hennessy is looking forward to what he thinks will be a close race in November.
I do. I see it in some robocalling we've done. The reaction that Mr. Picenti's efforts to kind of slow me down, put up roadblocks, tells me that too.
The voters will decide whether it's close or not, so I'll just leave it to them and let them judge the record and what we've done.
Voters will have a chance to see the two debate each other.
And I've decided right away to agree to the Rome Chamber of Commerce debate.
I've already agreed to one that the Rome Businesswomen Forum through the Rome Chamber is putting on at the end of October.
That was Jolene Ferris reporting. Coming up on News Channel 2 at 10, a local nonprofit organization is kicking off their annual fundraiser just in time for the start of football season. Also tonight, the town of New Hartford is repaving a new road with the old road. We'll tell you all about it coming up. Bill? Welcome back. The town of New Hartford is using the asphalt from an old road and turning it into a new smooth road. News Channel 2's Kirk Tupai tells us how exactly they're doing that.
Snowden Hill Road in New Hartford was getting pretty rough, but the town decided not to get rid of the old pavement. Instead, they refurbished the old road by grinding it up, adding new stone and oil, and then laying it back down. The process does require a lot of moving parts, so if you live on the street, you might have thought there was a train passing through, and there's a good reason why.
They call it a train process just because there's so many pieces of equipment involved with the process, and they need quite a bit of room to do it. Your traditional development side roads, they aren't able to do this just because it's such a large volume of equipment.
The process reuses the material already on the road, takes less time, and only requires one crew, so there's a cost savings there. But will the road hold up any better than a typical paving?
The vendor claims that it's able to flex more with the temperature changes from the fall and the summer and winter. It's able to move a little bit more compared to your traditional hot asphalt.
The entire road is completed in just 2 days, but because this is such a big undertaking, the town of Whitestown and Oneida County workers pitched in to get the work done.
And while the rest of you may get back to your daily grind on a smooth pavement, don't expect to see these guys anytime soon. This is New Hartford's last road of the season. In New Hartford, I'm Kirk Tupai reporting for News Channel 2.
Brand new since 6, ICANN, formerly Kids Oneida, kicked off their annual Kickoff for Kids Super Bowl raffle tonight. The event was held at 72 Tavern and Grill at the Adirondack Bank Center at the Utica Memorial Auditorium. This is the biggest fundraiser of the year for ICANN. And with football season starting up, they wanted to kick it off with a raffle for a chance to win a trip to the Super Bowl. Beginning tonight and throughout the rest of the year, ICANN is selling tickets for just $20 for the raffle.
It's our biggest fundraiser of the year at ICANN, and we'll be starting the sale of tickets that coincides with the kickoff of the NFL season. And at the end of the raffle, someone will be winning an all-inclusive trip to the Super Bowl. Second place prize, not too bad, an all-inclusive stay in the Caribbean as well.
The raffle drawing will be in January, and if you want more information, we'll have a link to that at WKTV.com. A live look at your radar, your full forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis is coming up next. You're watching the local station, WKTV News Channel 2 on the CW11. Welcome back. New York State eliminated the religious exemption to vaccine requirements for school children. All students, with very few exceptions, must be up to date with their shots or they have to leave school. You have 2 weeks from the start of school to get them for them to get their shots. So that means 2 weeks from yesterday or today. If you have difficulty getting into your doctor in time, as long as you show proof you have an appointment within 30 days, your child can go to school. School nurses will monitor the children coming in with shot forms. You will get letters at home if they are not up to date. There can be medical exemptions, for example, if a child has a serious chronic illness, but you have to have a physician fill out a special form for that. The Oneida County Health Department, along with the state, not only wants to make sure your child is protected, but that others are protected as well.
You know, children play sports together, they're in school together, so, you know, unless you have a real medical reason, you really should make sure your children are immunized because it prevents any of those illnesses. And then for the sake of the child that really does have a medical issue and they can't get their immunization, you surely don't want them exposed to someone that can get the measles or whatever other disease.
Now, if you can't get in to see your physician or you have any questions, you can call the Oneida County Health Department. They have immunization clinics in Utica and in Rome. The number to call, 315-798-5747. We'll be right back.
We are talking about chilly weather heading into tomorrow morning. Temperatures will start out in the 40s, expecting lots of sunshine throughout the afternoon. Pretty nice night for high school football as well. Weekend starts out with some rain showers. Will dry out for Sunday. Cooler weather, temperatures in the 60s.
All right, not so bad.
Not so bad.
All right, thanks, Bill. From all of us here, have a great night.